Yeah, we're live. Yay!
Right. We're live.
Yay!
You didn't tell me it was live.
We're live!
Oh,
We're lit!
yeah.
Enthusiastic. Yay! Oh, welcome, Andy, to Facebook Live and Authentic Lives. And this is just a chat. It's not an interview, so we're both going to answer these questions, okay? And add anything else you fancy, all right?
Okay.
If it's to empower people, then it's all good, isn't it?
Oh, is that what we're here to do? And okay, good. Right, I'll take it a bit more serious. We were talking offline, weren't we? About we're both quite serious about happiness, which is an odd sentence, but happiness has gone AWOL, hasn't it? There's a world shortage of happiness. So shall we do something about that in the next 15 minutes?
Absolutely. We are the 2%ers. Okay, so the first topic to discuss is so a life situation that we've learned from. Would you like to go first?
No, you go first. But I don't want yours to be too good because then mine will be rubbish. So you can go first with the rubbish one.
Oh dear. So I've had several situations where I've chosen the wrong partner. Uh-oh. You know, I wasn't following my gut feelings, so I was going, oh yeah, it'd be fine, it'd be fine, it'd be fine, and it goes, down.
What's the learning though? Because you wanted to learn.
So the learning is to listen to my gut feelings deep down, because if I had listened to those earlier, then I may not have wasted, in inverted commas, because good things come out of that time, but I could have had a completely different life, and it could have could have worked in all sorts of different ways.
Could have, yeah, but so, yeah, yes,
no. yeah. So yeah, I've chosen partners and things have happened, like say verbal abuse kind of thing, which wasn't very pleasant. So what I've learned from that is to trust my gut rather than thinking that it will get better.
Okay, blimey, that's a bit deep. Can I lighten it?
It is a bit deep, isn't it?
No, it's good though. It's good. But everybody, if anybody's tuned into this, everybody will have had an experience with a partner that wasn't perfect. So you know, you take the learning, you move on, don't you? Can I go with one that a lot of people might be familiar with? And the question was, what a life situation? What's you learning from it? I will go with giving up a nice, safe, secure job with a secure salary and holidays and a final salary pension in 2005 to go self-employed to do this bonkers Doctor of Happiness stuff. And I think looking back now, that was an epic decision. It was quite a stupid thing to do. So logically you wouldn't have done it, but I was listening to my gut, and it made sense to do it. And God, you have to work so hard to do that. But when we're in school, it's a leap of faith, really. And I just think there's too many people. I see too many people who are waiting for things to be perfect before they jump ship. And you die waiting. It's never going to be perfect. So kind of gut instinct, I would say go for it a little bit and take that leap of faith. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
I also learned you can make things happen. So I think I was sitting in my life waiting for life to become epic, and I would have died waiting. So yeah, you can make things happen, people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I left a job. I got burnt out actually, and went travelling for 10 months around the world.
Burnt out? What do you mean burnt out?
Burnt out, just absolutely tired out.
By what? Corporate life? Yeah.
Corporate life and studying for an A-level at the same time.
Okay, so you jacked it and went travelling. Good. Yeah. Find your mojo. Yeah. I went to India last year for 3 months, by the way. That's another conversation for another time. Yeah, that was great. That was just me in a backpack.
It's the best way.
Yeah. I was going to go up into the Himalayas. The aim was to go up in the Himalayas and find a monastery and sit cross-legged and come back a guru with a big long goatee beard. And I pulled a muscle in the bottom on day one of yoga. I couldn't hardly walk. Honestly, quite serious yoga injury. There you go. There's it. Nobody needs to know that, but
I think somebody famous has also pulled a muscle in that area.
Have they? Oh,
Yeah.
good. I mean,
Do you know what? I can't remember who it was, but yeah, somebody fairly famous.
Another lesson learned there for me. Don't do yoga.
Don't do yoga. Yeah. Oh, it's somebody gardening. That's right. Somebody famous who was gardening. Can't remember who it was though. So the next topic: as a teenager, what job did we want to do as an adult? Did you go to careers and decide?
Oh my God, careers lessons. I don't know if careers lessons. Look, I'm old enough to remember a careers lesson. And careers lessons, basically, honestly, in my lifetime, all the boys were going to be engineers and all the girls were going to be secretaries. I swear that is pretty much true. And that was in the early 80s. I wanted to be a footballer. It's very cut and dried for me. I was an okay footballer. I wasn't particularly good, but I went to actually, at age 15, went to a trial at Barnsley, so I was never going to be a megastar at Barnsley. But didn't break my leg, and absolutely shattered my knee, and that was it. That was it. I still limp now, actually. Never able to play football properly again, and dream shattered. Age 15, shocker headline. So I describe being a doctor of happiness as the second best job in the world. Could have been a footballer. Never mind. Actually, I know you're going to go and you're going to do yours. I think I do lots of work in schools now, and I just still think we're asking a very lame question to kids. You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm 53. I still don't know the answer to that. And I think asking a 14-year-old that is a rubbish question. A better question is, what kind of person do you want to be when you grow up? And if your kids can answer that, if it was like, well, I want to be confident and positive, I want to be kind, I want to be generous, I want to be a nice person. If you get that bit right, then the job will follow, I promise you. Yeah, but what kind of person? That's a much better question. Yourself, Sarah,
I like that. I like
what do you
that.
want to be?
I do like that. What kind of person? I wanted to be a social worker.
And were you ever a social worker? Did it ever happen?
It never happened. It never happened because I was influenced again by the careers guy and by my mum. And they said, oh, go to business college. You're not clever enough for A-levels. Go to business college and just do this business course and the rest will follow. You'll be fine. You'll go as you'll be a secretary or something like that. And I did 1 year and I was like, I hate this. I hate this. The only thing I liked doing was the word processing and the typing, because I like typing still. And so I flunked out of college and ended up as a secretary. In 1985, I was a
There
secretary.
you go. We must be kind of similar generation. Yes, well, there you go.
So
you have this history then, don't you, of doing what other people want you to do instead of doing what you want to do. Until recently, I suspect, yeah, okay.
Yeah, highly influenced I am by other people. Well, I was. I'm not now. Still learn. You do learn eventually. Probably when you're in your 40s or 50s, you kind of think, actually, stop the world. I want to decide what I want to do. Is that a midlife crisis thing? Is it? I don't know, but
okay,
self-discovery. So we're going to go on to our 5 personal key values. There will be lots more than 5, I'm sure, but yeah. Can you think?
I've honestly never ever considered what my 5 personal values might be. It's the first time I've ever had to think this level of depth. People don't normally ask me such horrific questions. Can you go first? You go first.
Okay.
I've got 5 written down, but chuck a couple of yours at me.
All right, I'll do you 2. Kindness and trust.
Oh, yes. I mean, you can't argue with those. You can't argue with those at all. See, mine aren't quite that deep. My first one, I've just written down in the order in which they came to me. My family's going to be gutted because family doesn't even appear on my 5, and I felt really bad that anyway, my first one was hard work. I'm not even sure that's a value, but really hard work, like proper grafting hard work. I'm not very clever, but I've worked bloody hard. The last 20 years, worked really hard. Now, it just so happens I'm really fortunate that I love my work. Otherwise, it would have been a real chore. But hard work, and I think I've written it down as a value, but it kind of links in, is I describe myself you know, you do a conference and they have to read your biography out and introduce you. I say I'm a learning junkie, which is basically I absolutely love learning. Got a real thirst for knowledge. So I think hard work and a learning junkie would be certainly the first two that I wrote down.
Oh,
What have you got for number 3?
Number 3 is love.
You see,
Love yourself. Yeah, I haven't put family at all. I haven't put family partners or anything like that. But love encompasses loving yourself and loving others.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. Well, it is mine. Mine a hard work learning junkie. My third one is, I've called it authenticity. I'm not even sure what that means. But I think it means that I'm pretty much now I think authenticity is who you're being when nobody's looking. And I'm fairly sure that I'm still being me even when there's nobody around. I've stopped trying to pretend to be somebody else and I haven't got a fast car. I'm not a fast car person. I haven't got I don't do stuff that's not me. And I'm quite comfortable with that now. Whereas previously, I think I might have been acting a little bit. Bit deep. We could go deep with that, but let's not. So, what are your first 3 again? Kindness,
trust, and love.
Love. Oh, number 4.
Follow my gut feelings.
Ah, yeah, you came to that one late, didn't I? Yeah, you come to that one late. Follow your gut feeling. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a value. Is that a value? Well, it might be.
It is my value.
Okay, yeah. If you say it is, it must be. Can I go with something that everybody would probably expect of me, and that is positivity or optimism? I'm not sure they're similar. Positivity and optimism. And I did a Twitter thing the other day. It said, we got a nice graphic. It said, my optimism wears heavy boots. So you can hear me coming with my optimism. And I like to ask the question, what's the best that could happen? Without being a dick about it, but, you know, everybody else worries about things. And I'm much less of a worrier than the average person. I always think things will turn out for the best. And generally they do.
Yeah. And do things happen for a reason? Do you think that as well, Andy?
I went to India to try and find that out. And I came back none the wiser. I'm not sure. You mean fate?
Yeah, kind of.
I'm not sure. I pass. If this was a mastermind, it's above my pay grade. That one too deep. I generally tend to think I would go no, but then we'd argue about that because I think you probably think yes.
Yeah, I believe in the universe and like giving and it comes back to you and things like that.
If there's something in that, well, look, we could go quantum physics here. I'm just researching and I'm reading some stuff around quantum mechanics and quantum. I'm not very clever, so I'm getting like a proper headache on it. But if we came from, I don't want to scare people off from this, but nothing's actually real. I mean, that blows your mind. If you can understand that the world out there is created in here, then every rule of everything you've ever thought changes. And I was like, okay, let's not go there because we've only got 15 minutes.
Oh dear. Right, okay. Last but not least then.
What have you got?
I've got get out of my comfort zone.
Oh, yes. Which you've clearly done.
A lot.
Yeah. No, I wish I'd thought of that one, but I haven't. So I've gone with one that it comes with just a very quick story. I'm not sure. I've never told this story very well, but it's in one of my books. It's about two presidents, or a president, prime minister, American president talking to a prime minister, and they're having a chat about something in depth. And the presidential aide comes and whispers something in the president's ear, and he says, "Thank you for that." And the other bloke he's talking to says, "What did he just say?" And he said, "He came to remind me of rule number 6. So the guy goes, "Well, what's rule number 6?" And the president says, "Rule number 6 is don't take yourself too seriously." So he says, "Well, what are rules 1 to 5?" And the president says, "There aren't any." And I kind of like that as a way of not taking yourself too seriously. Is, I think, a fundamental thing that I've learned in the last 5 years is that I don't mind if people think I'm a bit of a dick sometimes, because I probably am. And I think in your game, you know, happiness yoga, for heaven's sake, you can't take yourself too seriously with that. Although it is quite a serious subject, because your backstory is really interesting. You know, do you want medication, or do you want to try something different? And the something different has worked beautifully for you. And I don't take myself too seriously anymore, and I think that's why Art of Brilliance is doing quite well, because it's not corporate bull. It's us authentically, not taking ourselves too seriously, but delivering something that is serious. That makes much sense.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my last one, is don't take yourself too seriously.
I like that.
Rule number 6.
That ties in well with my business name. So what are you up to nowadays, Andy?
Well, we are recording this during COVID, day 101 of lockdown, I do believe. I am trying to position a training company to come out of lockdown and to come into a massive recession, which is going to be. So what we're doing is we're putting a lot of our stuff online now. We have got the world's best sort of online resources, I think, for well-being. In fact, we've got a brilliant schools program that is, we describe it like Netflix, but for well-being. So now, but you can have the best products in the world, Sarah, and people still don't know they're there. So the idea is to create an awareness of that, which is what we're going to be doing. Programs for the health service about to be launched. Programs for schools, brilliant schools about to be relaunched. And so that's what I'm doing, working really hard, spending most of my life on Zoom and Facebook Live.
Yeah. Oh dear. So your wellbeing workout course was oversubscribed, wasn't it?
It was. Thank you for mentioning that.
Thank you for
Yes,
that.
for giving us a plug. Yeah. So and we're experimenting. So we've got a 10-week wellbeing workout, because we all go to a gym and we get a 6-pack and we have a physical workout. But this bit, we don't do anything about it, do we? So we thought we'd put together 10 programs. It's the best. It's like a greatest hits. The best of what Art of Brilliance does, using our team to deliver 10 45-minute sessions over 10 weeks of what we think is really cool content, and just see if it works. And if it works, we're going to roll it out again and again, and we're going to roll it out to kids in schools as well. So, but we don't know if it works, so fingers crossed. I've also got a book. Can I mention my book very quickly, because I know time's Yeah, Paulie on last week. I listened to Paulie's one. He's great. Paulie's one of my favourite. Jim Pauliopoulos from America, and I've teamed up with Sanj, who's one of our Art of Brilliance trainers as well. And we've written a book called How to Be a Well-Being, which we wrote it pre-COVID, but I think how to be a well-being in a world where there aren't enough well-beings, then I think there's some good advice in there. It's about rules of life. It's about, the world's changed, and the world was changing pretty fast anyway. Then along came COVID and the world changed again. And therefore, if the world's changed, the rules need to change as well. So the updated 22 rules to live well.
22,
but they're simple, and some are funny, and some are deep, and some are meaningful, and some aren't.
Very good. And it comes out this week, doesn't it, Andy?
It's been delayed by 2 weeks, just saying. Sure why, but it comes out in July. Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to reading that. And I did, when Poolie came on last week, I did put the link in the comments, but I will do that again.
One of my favourite people in the whole world. He's he's got heart in the right place, and he's got a decent head in the right place, and the best eyebrows in the world. So if you haven't watched Poolie's from last week, people, get on there and have a look at Poolie's chat.
Poolie's eyebrows. Excellent. So how do we get a happy t-shirt, Andy? Last question.
Well, they're all for sale in the shop, but if you come on one of our courses, we do give them away to brilliant delegates such as yourself. So I'm sure one
I've got the orange one down here.
If you're thinking, which is think is what you're doing, then we'll make sure that a nice bright coloured t-shirt comes your way.
Yeah, great, lovely. Well, I'll put the link to your website as well down in the comments, so that people can see that as well, because how many books have you written now, Andy, including this one?
I don't know, quite a few. Some of those they're mine up there. I don't know in total. See, I write kids books as well, which is a bit confusing. I've got a PhD in happiness from Loughborough Uni, but I've also I write kids books. So I've got a series called Spy Dog, which I can't find that Spy Dog. I'm quite famous if you're about 8. So it's a very strange thing, a PhD from Loughborough and a mental age of 7.5. That's an odd combination, but that's why I don't take myself too seriously, because sometimes I'm presenting to a bunch of primary school kids, and then other times I'm in the boardroom presenting to corporates. It's all good fun.
Yeah, my son used to love the Spy Dog books. We have a huge collection. Oh, honestly, yeah, loved it.
We've even got We've got spy cat. I mean, I know what you're thinking. That's an idea too far.
So next, spy hamster, spy gerbil, spy fish.
Yeah, who knows? I'm locked down. I've got lots of time to write, haven't I? Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely to talk to you, Andy.
Well,
Really lovely.
thank you for having me on, and good luck with what you're doing as well. And keep following that gut instinct.
Absolutely, absolutely. Keep happy.
Okay. Doing our best.
Oh, take care.
All right. Take care. Thanks for having me.
All goes well. Take care. Bye bye. Bye for now.